So today, I have with me for an interview voice actress Jordan Rudolph. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm doing good. Okay, that's a bit of a lie. Not doing so great. Pretty crazy day. Couple days, if I'm being honest with you. But now that we're having this interview, things are looking much brighter. So, Jordan, let's start off with something basic and introductory. How did you first get started into voice acting?
Well, it started when I was a kid. I'm definitely an adult now, pushing closer to 30. But when I was about 9 or 10 years old, I was really into anime. And I started watching the Full Metal Alchemist DVDs, and I found the behind the scenes. And I realized that all of the characters have different voice actors. And I started getting super interested in it. So I would start turning down all of my cartoons and anime and speaking over it and dubbing it myself with the subtitles on. I would read manga and do the same thing. I would just read it out loud in all these different voices. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do this as a job. So when I was 15, 16, I got my own microphone and I just started dubbing anime and doing silly things with my friends. And then it suddenly turned into a career.
Oh my goodness. Now that is commitment right there. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now if you don't mind my asking, how did you get into the not safe for work side of voice acting?
So let's see, it was probably about 3 years ago now. I was on a site called Voice Acting Club, and they had a not safe for work listing. And I was like, I'm comfortable with this kind of stuff. I could totally do it. So I went ahead and auditioned, and I didn't really think much of it afterward. And it was like the typical stuff, just, sexual content and that kind of thing. And I got an email and he wants to hire me. So I'm like, all right, works for me. And then I realized that the not safe for work part of the industry is a lot more lucrative and you do a lot of work for a lot of pay, and it's really fun. So I'm like, you know what, let's keep auditioning for stuff. So I just kept going.
All right. And how did you end up meeting our our friend we have in common, a certain anime cat girl by the name of Miss Moonified? How did that relationship come to be?
Oh, Miss Mooney. So it's actually really funny. She messaged me. I think she DM'd me on Twitter first asking about something. And I had seen her in passing, and I love her brand. I thought that she was absolutely adorable. I was like, oh man, I really hope I get to know this girl. And she DM'd me on Twitter about something, and then I think we had a couple of mutual servers. So she ended up DMing me on Discord, and she was fangirling at me. And I was like, what? I'm fangirling at you. You're amazing. And she was like, no, you're amazing. And we just kept talking and giving each other advice. And then all of a sudden we were like, I will kill for you. We've
Woo!
been like best friends ever since.
Oh my. I'm curious. I hear kind of similar stories from how all these voice actors and actresses meet each other. Is the voice acting community in general online a very close-knit community?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Like you meet so many people in this community, and it takes 2 whole days and suddenly you know everything about each other, because when you're on the internet, it's so much easier to share your life story and share the kind of person you are, because you just feel like you can be more open. So I feel like it puts a lot of our vulnerabilities and insecurities out there, and the fact that we're all technically competition makes it that much more intense. So you get to know these people and you feel like they're your family. Like you're so close to these people. I owe everything to the community. I have been able to network so much and get so much out of it. I've learned so much. So I would say, yeah, definitely. We can't talk to every individual every single day, but I can talk to somebody I haven't spoken to in 2 months, like no time has passed. That's just the kind of community it is.
And what have you learned from your friends about voice acting? Because I've noticed that everyone seems to have different methods for, like, how they change their voice, how they relax their voice, how they work to change and develop new accents and personalities to act with. Like, what are your methods and what methods have you learned?
My methods are a lot of self-taught stuff. A lot of people have opinions because they come out of classes and they do a lot of marketing things and they do a lot of networking things. And everybody's very, the demo has to be 1 minute and this has to be this and that has to be that. And I've kind of taken bits and pieces from all of that advice and kind of meshed it and molded it into my own thing. So, I'll do warm-ups and people say, "Oh yeah, you got to do this and that for a warm-up." And I'm like, "I will literally sing a High School Musical song 3 times and that's my warm-up." So I do some weird stuff. And I tell people what I do and they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's fine." When it comes to accents, when it comes to doing different voices, my stance on it is don't go out of your range until you are ready to go out of your range. I was talking the other day about this because I kept hearing demos where people are doing these crazy voices and straining themselves. And that's something that I'm really hard ass about is I tell people don't do this, don't do that, stay in your lane essentially until you can work your way up to those more difficult voices. And that's something that I've definitely learned over time is not to strain myself because you hear my voice. I'm very deep voiced. I cannot go into the anime girl register even though I want to. So I've learned don't do that. Just take it easy.
I am curious now, however, what do you find to be some of the most difficult voices to voice act with?
For me personally, I would say anybody with a higher pitched voice. It stinks because Spinell, for example, from the Steven Universe movie, I would love to sound like her. And she doesn't have a terribly high pitched voice, but her voice actress is so versatile. She goes up and down and everywhere. And that kind of voice, that kind of control in your voice is really hard to reach if you're not like at a professional level. Any high pitched for me, yeah, because I go up to this level and you can hear me straining and my throat hurts just doing it.
Oh, geez, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. But it's because I have not trained my voice enough and I need to keep working at it. I can do some higher pitched voices and be totally fine, but if I try to stay up there, it starts hurting.
Oh man, oh man. And what do you do to relax your voice? I understand, like, for warm-up, you sing High School Musical, but what do you do once a session's over? Like, what do you recommend? Like, any specific foods or drinks or something else?
I absolutely drink a ton of water. Do not drink milk, do not drink dairy, do not eat cheese, do not eat anything that has bread in it. Just relax your voice, eat some fruits and vegetables. I would say stay away from food before you start recording, or at least give it like 30 to 60 minutes before you start recording. I've made that mistake in the past, and it kind of, when you eat something with bread or dairy, it just, your throat doesn't have the chance to fully, I don't know, expand might be the right word. For me, at least, other people may be different, but I know that if I eat bread or dairy before a recording session, I'm in big trouble. And I usually don't eat it afterward either because I've already put my throat through hell. So I'll usually settle down with water or some tea or something light.
Okay, good advice, good advice. Now here's one a bit more personal and heavy. Do you consider voice acting to be your full-time job? You want this to be what you do for the rest of your life, or do you see it more as a hobby that you're passionate about?
100% would love for it to be a career. I know that a lot of my friends in the community are very blessed, very lucky people to be able to do this full time. But I also know that it comes with a lot of stress, as most freelancing jobs do, because you're basically on your own, you are doing your own taxes, all that fun stuff. I do have a full-time job as a nanny, and I love my job very much, and it definitely pays the bills. But voice acting is absolutely my passion, and I would love to actually make it a full-time career someday.
All right. That's wonderful to hear. That's wonderful to hear. So you mentioned earlier that you're a big fan of anime. Do you have any particulars that were like the catalyst for like your love of voice acting?
So, Full Metal Alchemist was definitely like the big catalyst back in the day. Just absolutely amazing voice talent on there. Laura Bailey is one of my favorite voice actresses ever. Travis Willingham was absolutely incredible in that show. It was a lot of fun to kind of experience all of the different voice types. And I would actually practice like between Toru Honda from Fruits Basket and Lust from Full Metal Alchemist, because I'm like, I want to be able to do both, just like Laura Bailey. But that one and Death Note is another one that really inspired me. I remember one of my very first voice acting challenges was doing Light Yagami's monologue from the end of the show. I won't spoil it for anybody who might have not seen it for whatever reason, but basically he has a really incredible monologue at the very end where he confesses to a lot of things, and that scene right there is something that I aspire to as a voice actress.
Oh, god damn. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think voice actors and actresses are underappreciated in their craft and what they add to art and entertainment?
Absolutely. It's funny because you don't think, if you're not in the voice acting scene, you don't think about voice acting. You don't think, you don't come out of a Disney movie and think, wow, so-and-so did a really great job. You just kind of, you don't think about it. But if I tell somebody, yeah, I'm a voice actor, they go, whoa, that's awesome. I want to do that. Like it totally goes over their head, like the work that goes into it. They don't understand the investment that goes into it, the financial investment, the time investment, the effort. They just think that it sounds like a fun thing to do, and they just want to jump into it, which is fine. But you have to understand how much goes into it. You really have to appreciate what we do as voice actors to make media better than it already is.
Aye. And let's not forget, and this leads up to my next question, apparently, from what I understand from a great many interviews I've done so far, many voice actors and actresses, such as yourself, deal with very particular types of harassment and unpleasant people online. It would be all right if you shared some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So being in the not safe for work community, especially, unfortunately, you get a lot of people who are a little off, I guess. A lot of, weirdos. And having an online presence is very important in this industry, especially if you're of the indie variety of a voice actor, as I am. So I have to be very positive all the time. I try not to talk too much about personal issues like anxiety or depression too much. I post a lot of cute selfies, and I kind of just keep a social media following going, and I try to talk to as many people as possible, and I try to be as nice as possible. That's not to say that I'm not actually nice in real life, but I just keep it turned on all the time for my Twitter as much as I can. So that gives a lot of people the idea that I like them or that I want to go further with them than friends. So I've gotten a lot of DMs that are, calling me so pretty and asking for more pictures and wanting me to do voice work for them, except make it really personal and asking for free things and asking for discounts because, oh, well, I know you. I've been following you for 6 months. And we've DM'd a total of 2 times. So I mean a lot to you, don't I? And
oof.
It can
Excuse me while I cringe. Oh.
Yeah. And I think it happens regardless of gender, but I know for the ladies in this community, especially the not safe for work ladies, it can get kind of crazy.
Oh, I've heard the horror stories. Believe me.
Oh, yes. I think it's just a matter of, like, these guys have to remember that we're people too. I've tried to talk about that on Twitter. Like, I do enjoy touching on some controversial topics now and again, and I have said, you've got to respect us as people. Like, you can't DM us expecting things out of us, like, you know us or you know what's going on in our lives. You have to just be respectful and tread lightly, because we're just people. We're not, we're not gods. We're just people.
Oh, well, speak for yourself. I'm sorry, madam. I kid. But I'm seriously, I'm so sorry for what you and your friends go through. It's really is gross, but, like, hopefully, despite all that bullshit, it's worth it for the work and the people you work with.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like we all know how to shut it down at this point, and I try not to be mean to anybody. I try to let them down real gently, but if you're going to be a jackass to me, I'm going to be the same to you. So,
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So, are there any projects you're working on right now that you'd like to give a shout out to?
right now, I'm working on Love and Sex Second Base, which is an amazing game made by oh god, I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. Andrealphus, I believe is his name. Andrealphus. Uh and it's an awesome game. I play a gal named Sasha, and she is a badass rocker chick. I'm also working on Shattered Lands by Ludolite, I believe his name is. I can't pronounce anybody's Twitter handles, but I'll be sure to give you all the links later. I play a character named Lahamu, and she is ambiguous. She might be bad, she might be good. Let's see what it is.
Ooh.
I'm also playing Helen in Subject: The First Escape by Natmara Games. It's an incredible game. It's currently there is a demo out and there is a Patreon, and he's kind of releasing things every couple of months, updating the game. It's insane how much it's updated since I joined the team. And last but not least, I am playing Emma in the amazing Cyberscape Neo podcast. It is an incredible audio drama by Devrin and Titanium Templar, and it's one of my very favorite roles to be playing. And it's gearing up for its next episode, so be sure to pop over to Titanium Templar and check them out.
Links to everything will be in the description and in the comment section down below. So, Jordan, now that we've gone through all the business, let's move on to some pleasure and have some fun and get to know you a bit more. So, let's talk about some of your favorite hobbies. What do you do outside of voice acting? Play video games, watch movies, sports? What are you into?
I love video games. I'm very bad at them, but I love games like Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. I love all of the classic like N64 games. I love watching people play video games. So when Let's Players started happening, I was like, perfect, this is my thing. I love scary games. I love games like Kingdom Hearts. I just don't love playing them. I just like watching other people play them. But I also really love to sing. I'm a huge Disney fanatic. I go to Disneyland like at least once a month. I love to write. I don't tell many people that because this community loves writers and is always asking for writers. So yes, I love to write. I wrote a lot of fanfic back in the day, and now I write my own scripts. So that's fun. And that's pretty much it.
Are there any particular genres you're fond of? Like science fiction, fantasy, more darker or lighter tones, stuff like that?
I really love horror.
Really?
Yes, I love horror. I do love sci-fi. I'm really into historical anything, like period pieces. I love watching old period piece movies like Pride and Prejudice, things like that. I love scary movies. I adore movies like that go into a fantasy place, like Labyrinth, for example. I adore that movie. I'm not so much a fan of super dramatic movies, but I love dramedies.
Really? Any particulars?
I'm a sucker for all of the Adam Sandler movies. They're so stupid, but I love them. And as of late, I really enjoyed It Chapter 2. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, but I still really liked it.
Oh man, that's very fascinating, because at first I thought, oh, she's really into childlike wonderment and more friendly, family-friendly escapades, but then you say you're into horror, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a twist.
Yeah, I love Disney movies, but I feel like I have a personality where I overanalyze all of the Disney movies that I watch because it's just something that I do, I guess. I just think about it and I talk about it and I want to pick it apart. But when it comes to horror movies, I'm kind of just allowed to enjoy myself and really just escape and be scared and be freaked out and go to bed like terrified. And I'm a weirdo. I love that feeling. So I adore horror movies.
I'm tempted to quiz you See what
Oh
you've
boy.
seen.
Oh god.
Friday the 13th? Any of the Friday the 13th movies?
Yep, I've seen a sprinkling of them. I've seen like random. I've caught probably 2 or 3 of the sequels on TV in the last year.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yes, good old Freddy. I have not seen the remake, just the original.
Good. Good on you. Good on you. Okay. Ooh, Halloween. Michael
Oh yeah,
Myers.
you can't forget Halloween.
Alien.
Alien. It's been a while, but I have seen like 3 of the aliens.
Okay. Hopefully the good ones.
Yes, I hope so. It's very cool. My roommate's dad actually worked on the Alien movies.
Bullshit. No way.
Yep.
So what do you think about acting in general? Like, moving on from all that, like, how do you feel about actors? Do you want to act or just voice act?
I think I'd prefer to just voice act. I was in a couple of plays when I was a kid, and I really did enjoy it. But I like voice acting in that it's kind of a more intimate setting, and you get a lot more freedom because you're not necessarily showing the world how you're moving or how you're looking. You're just kind of doing it with your voice, essentially. And I know that a lot of people say that it's a bad thing to only want to do one part of acting, but I've just always really preferred it. I wouldn't mind going into acting if it was an opportunity that was presented to me, but overall I would just prefer to stick to the voice acting part.
That's fair. That's fair. Tell me, are there any franchises, like, what's your dream job, essentially? Like, if you got to voice act or star in one of your favorite franchises, what would it be?
The absolute dream job for me, as cliche as it is, would be to be a villain in a Disney movie.
Go on. I'm sure you have some ideas. Maybe you want to share some.
Well, me and my roomie, we moved in together 4 years ago now, and she is in visual development for, she does art, basically, designs characters and things like that. Her is Kayla Custard. She's very cool, does amazing art. And we would joke and say, oh, yeah, you're going to design the next Disney princess and I'm going to play them. And we've had that joke for many years. And eventually, I kept getting cast in things as the villain or like the dark girl or the not nice girl. And I'm like, I'm starting to see a typecast here. And I realized as we went on, I'm not going to play a Disney princess. I'm going to play a Disney villain.
Oh, shit.
So I would love to play a traditional Disney villain. I know that a lot of them have been twist villains in the past couple of years, but I'm like, I want to play like an Ursula or a Mother Gothel or a Jafar or Scar, somebody like that who's just the straight up villain from the get-go.
I like your style. I really like your style.
I know everybody's like, "Oh, you're so nice, Jordan. Why do you play all villains?" I'm like, "Well, you haven't heard what my voice can do."
Oh, ho, 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 ho. So, let me ask you this. What are some of your favorite foods? Favorite beverages?
Favorite foods of all time are shrimp scampi and baked potatoes. Like, that is, for some reason, that combination is where it hits. I love that combination so much. I also really love, I love In-N-Out, which is a California-based burger place, or a West Coast-based burger place, rather. I love their burgers, I love fries, I love pizza, I love everything that's bad for me, but shrimp scampi and baked potatoes are my favorites.
Aw, man. I have to stop asking people about food in these interviews. Just makes me hungry.
I know, now I'm like, dang, I want some shrimp scampi.
Any favorite musical genres?
Broadway. I love Broadway so much. I am a huge fan of Broadway. It really just hit a couple of years ago when all of these like new Broadway shows started coming out. I always loved like Wicked and the older ones, but when stuff started coming out like Heathers and Mean Girls and Frozen and Anastasia, all of that stuff, I love Broadway. I have a musical playlist with like 600 songs on it. I absolutely adore it. But as far as regular music goes, Panic at the Disco is my all-time favorite band.
Oh shit! Oh man! Oh, I was the only one that listened to them in my neck of the woods.
I'm wearing their tour T-shirt right now, actually.
Oh my goodness!
Yep, huge fan.
Any favorite one of their songs? I'm kind of split between Hey Ma, Look at Me. Hey Ma, I forgot the name.
Oh, Hey Look Ma, I Made It.
Hey Look Ma, Made It. Yeah, and High Hopes. I'm really torn between those two.
Yeah, my favorite from this album is definitely Say Amen, Saturday Night.
Oh, okay, good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. All right. So, now moving on from the personal questions, do you mind if I ask you some jokey bullshit questions now?
Let's do it.
All right. So, it's the apocalypse. Basically, cartoon villains have come to life, taken over the world. How would you survive? What would you do?
I would use my villainous voice to join them.
Oh my god. I keep asking this question, and I keep getting this answered. Oh, I join whoever's causing the apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're voice actors. How can we not?
Wait, so is there some secret plot that I'm not aware of that voice actors are going to cause the apocalypse?
Can't tell you that.
Oh, oh no. Hide your kids, everyone. All right. So, you're in charge of a corporation. What would it be? What would it be about? What would you sell?
I would sell games that people like me could play. Just soft little games, happy games, farming games, games where you can make little families. Ones with like barely any conflict, no fighting, just like strategy, having to role play and kind of build your own family kind of games.
Wait, so The Sims?
Yeah, just like The Sims. Just little games like that. Just ones that keep your attention and keep you busy and are kind of time wasters, but are also really enjoyable.
Can you tell me a deep, dark secret that Miss Moonified has?
Ooh. That's not fair. I can't give away her secrets. She loves Taco Bell.
Does she now? Scandalous!
It is scandalous. I love her.
Okay, alright. So here's a question just for you. Say you get your wish, you become a villain, you take over the world. What policies will you enact? How will you treat your subjects?
I would treat them, pretty fairly, I guess. I would definitely want a lot of money. I would probably take over Disneyland.
Well, doesn't that come with the rest of the world?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I would keep it the same, but I would get all the money. Basically, I just want money.
All right. Now, let me add to this hypothetical. So, do you know the voice actress Lady Lestria?
Yes, I do.
Well, apparently, she wants to take over the world too. So, if you want to take over the world and she wants to take over the world, there's going to be a bit of a conflict there. Say you and her had a war. How would you resolve it?
I would be willing to compromise because Lestria is fabulous. We would have to agree on a couple of things, but as long as I get Disneyland and most of the money, I will concede.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. So, tell me, favorite and least favorite memes?
My favorite meme of all time is Bongo Cat. I love Bongo Cat so much. My least favorite meme, it would have to have been, I didn't mind the Knuckles meme at first, but damn did I get over it. Once I was over it, I was over it. I wouldn't say it was my least favorite per se, but it was definitely up there.
I know this is a silly question, but which Knuckles meme?
Ugandan Knuckles.
Oh, okay. Fair. fair. Oh, God, it's going to be all over the comments now. You know it. You know
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Oh, Lord, oh, Lordy, Lord. Okay, so, horror movie. You're starring in a horror movie. Name the premise. Come up with a premise right now.
Okay, so girl is going to a big giant house to stay there while a couple goes away. They want somebody to house sit, and she does not realize that there is somebody that's already watching the house. She starts to find hidden cameras everywhere, in the vents, in the floors, in the shower. Very creepy. She starts ripping them out one by one, but every time she rips out a camera, whoever's watching her gets really mad and seems to get closer and closer. And by the end, the huge climax is that she has to run away from this person who gets into the house because he's pissed off at her. And yeah, I don't know how it ends yet.
Oh, shit. All that was on the fly.
Yep, I just randomly kind of pulled from 3 different movies that popped into my head at once.
God damn. Impressive. Impressive. I'm not going to lie. That was impressive. Holy shit.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you give me an embarrassing lewd thought you've had?
An embarrassing lewd thought. A little bit of a mommy kink going on lately. I've been getting a couple of commissions for it, and I'm kind of digging it. The whole, like, dominating mama kind of vibe.
Oh, is it just me to get a bit hot in here? Woo! Whoa.
I've played a couple of MILFs in my time. I'm kind of digging it.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Now it's my turn. So, I have my own plans for conquering the world, so I have to ask, if I went through with them, would you be supporting me in my upcoming campaign?
Absolutely. 100%. Anything's better than what we're dealing with now. I will support you.
I like the sound of that. Follow-up question, very much related to this. How do you feel about Canadians?
I love Canadians. I have a lot of really awesome voice acting friends that are Canadian, and you guys are so freaking nice, and you guys don't take any shit.
Aw, boot that, eh? All right. Now, we're coming near the end of the interview, and I like to do something special and different at the end of all these interviews. So now, Jordan, you get to ask me questions. Anything you want, can be as serious or as silly as you like. Proceed.
All right, Mr. Gamertron, I have only ever watched or listened to the interview with Mooney, so I'd love to know how you got started in doing interviews and why you do them.
Oh boy. I've gotten so used to telling this story now. Okay, so a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. No, let me be serious. Okay, so actually, no, the galaxy far away part actually works well here. Holy shit. So have you heard of the video game Subverse?
I have heard of it, yes.
Okay, so while I was browsing through Steam one day, I came across the game, and I'm like, a big budget blockbuster porn game? This is real? It's a sci-fi parody? What is this? So I made a funny video. It blew up. People demanded that I make more. I made more. Eventually, I caught the attention of a certain voice actress by the name of Pixie Willow. She and I hit it off, started talking more and more. Eventually, she introduced me to the Adult Voice Actors Discord. I was eventually invited in. I got to talk to people, get to know people, and you all of you in the Not Safe for Work voice acting community, you face so much stigmatization, and you're so overlooked and underrated, and I just wanted to do something to help, and these interviews help. They get your voice out there. It's something that you can send links to. It just helps support your brand. I just want to help. Because what you do is very admirable. And, you deserve the support. You're all such lovely and kind people. I want to give back the kindness you've shown me.
Aw, that's so nice! I love it. Thank you for that.
Anything I can do to help. I just want to help.
I love that. All right, I have another question. So I'm assuming that you also like the horror genre.
Oh, very much. Very much.
All right. So, what is your favorite horror game or franchise of all time?
Ooh, horror. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, the most favorite. Okay, absolute favorite. Oh, oh god. Oh god. I got so many to pick from. So many to pick from. But I guess in the end, I have to be kind of generic and go with Alien. Alien is like the atmosphere, the aesthetic, the alien itself, the design, like it's so awesome and yet so terrifying at the same time. It's just
That's
the fact
awesome.
that it doesn't have eyes. The fact that it doesn't have eyes is so cool and so terrifying to me.
Wait, is this a video game or do you just mean the movies?
The movies and the video game, Alien
Oh.
Isolation. Have you heard of Alien
Oh,
Isolation?
I have.
Yeah, that game still scares the shit out of me. Like, I try to play... And they made the alien actually feel alive, not just with the animations, but the AI. Like, you can replay
Oh.
levels, and the AI will fuck with you. Like, hey, where'd he go? He was just there! He was just there! Where'd he go? Did he crawl into the fence? Is he behind me? Like, always freaks me out. But I have to mention some, some other honorable mentions. I can't not mention them. The Evil Within... I really like the sequel, The Evil Within 2. I really grown attached to that franchise and the idea of, like, living through a nightmare world inside people's minds. That concept, like, there's just so much you can do with that.
Oh, yeah.
So much. And I guess I'll name one I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to be playing very soon. I bought it recently. The Dark Pictures anthology, Man of Medan. It's
yes.
It's made by the people who made Until Dawn, and Until
Yes!
Dawn never came to the PC, and I'm still salty about that. And this game's on, but this game's on PC. I'm very much looking forward to playing it. Like it's got oh my god, I can't believe I keep forgetting this actor's name, but the guy who played Iceman from X-Men. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so. I don't know him by name, but you're gonna love it. I saw some gameplay. It is absolutely incredible.
Oh shit! I can't wait!
If you had to bring one thing on vacation with you and you couldn't bring anything else, what one special item would you bring?
Oh. Does it have to be sentimental or practical?
It could be either. I mean, of course, anybody would choose clothes or phone or whatever, but you could get a little creative with it if you want to.
Okay. Swiss Army knife.
All right. That's reasonable. That's sensible.
I'm just thinking, like, wherever I'm going vacationing in, like if I had to bring one thing, like if I'm just going there with nothing else but the clothes on my back, Swiss Army knife will come in handy.
Absolutely. That sounds good to me. I was going to say my Switch, but probably not as good an idea.
Well, what are you going to plug it into if you just bring the Switch?
I'm just going to play for 8 hours and pray.
Oh, Lord.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, man. Oh, shoot, that's actually a really good question. Shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, keep in mind, I don't think I've seen all of them, but... God damn it. Damn it. That's a genuinely really good question. Oh, shit.
I have noticed for folks that don't watch as many, it's always a lot harder for them to answer.
Okay, it's... If I nail it down, like the Disney movie that's like sticks out in my mind the most, the one I enjoyed the most, surprisingly, Mulan.
I completely respect that. She is in my top 5.
Like, it's a good story, good characters, like, again, brilliant animation. Yeah, I'd say Mulan. I'd say Mulan's my favorite Disney movie. I'd
Nice.
go with that. Oh, and Mushu. Eddie Murphy is Mushu.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
God. So good. I'm so disappointed there's no Mushu in the live-action remake. Like, what the hell, Disney?
There's nothing in the live action remake. No music, no Li Shang. It's a garbage. It's just garbage.
Like, what are they doing? Why
know.
even make a live action Mulan if it's not going to have any elements from Mulan?
I think it's going to be a mess. I will not be seeing it. The last one I saw was Aladdin, and it was the best live action one they've made so far, but I won't see Lion King, I won't see Mulan, so I'll see Little Mermaid though.
Here's hoping Disney can turn this live action ship around, or just please, for the love of God, stop.
Please.
So, Jordan, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with me. You've been an absolute wonderful interviewee, guest, and talent. It's been an absolute pleasure to interview you. Thank you so much. So, if anyone watching wants to go and find you and listen to you and support you, where can they go to do that?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun. I'm really glad that we did this. But you guys can follow me on Twitter at Gem Rudolph. That is my normal handle. My Not Safe for Work handle is GemNSFWVA. And you can follow all of my Not Safe for Work stuff there. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you again.
Wonderful! Links to everything, again, particularly Jordan's links, will be in the description and in the comment section down below. Be sure to click them because as we all know, it's that part of the interview where I threaten you with physical violence if you don't support my guest today. So, Jordan, what do you recommend in terms of, like, physical torture should we enact on the viewers if they don't go and support you?
Oh, we're going to pull out those whips and chains, fellas. We're going to tie you up, blindfold you.
But what if they like that, though? It needs to be something they don't want to incentivize.
We won't touch them.
That'll work.